Yeah, Joyce, it's happening a couple hundred yards from where I'm standing right now in the middle of a rain squall here in Olympia. Tim Eyman has, I'd say, a few dozen supporters around him, and like his political stunts of the past, he's making his announcement in style.
For a lot of years, we've had candidates that were just a little too nice.
That's Tim Eyman officially launching his gubernatorial campaign with a handful of supporters by his side. He marched to the governor's mansion to upload his official details to the Secretary of State's office. While Eyman will be a first-time candidate, he is no stranger to political stunts or controversy.
I'm kind of obnoxious. I sometimes spur a prickly reaction.
He once billed himself as a citizen activist who was really a paid political consultant.
Here is the initiative.
Rising to prominence for his initiatives, including a successful $30 car tab measure in 1999. But he's also been dogged by litigation, lawsuits from the Attorney General, and campaign finance violations. There's also the matter of the stolen chair, settled after Eyman agreed to a fine.
Please leave the chair when you leave.
Which is an issue that's become fodder for his critics and even the current sitting Governor Jay Inslee. Yet buoyed by the success of I-976, he is the highest-ranking challenger to Inslee, at least in our most recent statewide survey of registered voters that had Eyman at 9%.
I'm running against Jay Inslee. All the other guys that are running, they're all good guys, but I'm running against Jay Inslee. I've been doing it since last November. It's pedal to the metal.
Yeah, Eyman brushed aside those poll numbers, saying there's a lot of time between now and November. That's the story for now. Live in Olympia, I'm Chris Daniels, King 5 News.